Our scene is first set wafting over the creepy abandoned Zoo Expo area of Gotham City. We then whoosh downward to a decrepit Arctic World exhibit and through a massive sculpture's cracked observation window. We continue to squirm down the walls of the lair where the penguin found his home. Actual penguins of every size mindlessly horseplay in an icy moat. Now we hear the sound of a drip. The drip is seen clunking against an umbrella held by one of the penguins. As he emerges from the pack, we see that he wears a grimy coat. Then he flaps down his umbrella, revealing his face for the first time in glory. It's not a penguin, but the penguin. Seeing the penguin creates such a shock that it prevents someone from issuing actual sound.
I believe the word you're looking for is... Ah!
Penguin shiftlessly tests his little umbrella. It spits fire. Satisfied, he sets it down, but there is a small cache of umbrellas at his feet. He picks up another one. It shoots knives. Penguin is playing with a third umbrella. He begins to twirl it. It's got bright, spiral patterns, like one of those inauthentic hypno discs from the back of a comic book. Penguin then fires an ear-shattering gunshot from the umbrella. All of a sudden, Penguin is somber, dispirited. Is that a tear in his eye?
I'm ready. I've been lingering down here too long. I'm starting to smell. That's not a good thing. It's time for me to ascend and to resurface. I wasn't born in the sewer, you know. I come from up there. All I want is some respect, some recognition of my basic mortality, and the occasional breeze. Most of all, I want to find out who I am by finding my parents, learning my human name. Simple things that the good people of Gotham take for granted.
Penguin prepares to make his entrance into Gotham City. During a press conference, a circus gang member shows up and kidnaps an infant son from his mother's arms. After the gang member vanishes down a sewer hole, the penguin emerges to the surface holding the unharmed baby. The setup turns the penguin into a local hero, and he wins the respect of citizens and city officials. Due to his heroics, Penguin is granted entry to the Hall of Records to search for data about his birth parents. The Penguin scrapes through piles of birth certificates and arranges a long list of names. He then goes to a cemetery, surrounded by reporters, and places a flower on the grave of Tucker and Esther Cobblepot. He claims that the name given to him at birth is Oswald. The Penguin becomes a news phenomenon and a local celebrity. However, only Batman is skeptical. He suspects the Penguin has ulterior motives. After some investigating, the Batman concludes that the Penguin was once a member of a freak show in the Red Triangle Circus Group. On several occasions at which the circus stopped for shows, children had mysteriously gone missing.
After numerous reports of missing children in several towns, police have closed down the Red Triangle's fairgrounds. However, at least one freak show performer vanished before he could be questioned.
After reading this, Batman turns on the news. He sees an anchorman frantically speaking of the abduction of someone named the Ice Princess.
The Ice Princess has been kidnapped. Commissioner Gordon, can you confirm the reports we're hearing of Batman's suspected involvement in the abduction?
You said you were going to scare the Ice Princess.
And I kept my word. The lady looked terrified.
The Penguin opens a box, revealing a hideous engagement ring.
Let's consummate our fiendish union.
I wouldn't touch you to scratch you.
I ought to have you spayed. You sent out all the signals.
Me? Domesticated by you? I doubt it, you repulsive, awful penguin.
The name is Oswald Cobblepot.
He hooks the umbrella's handle around her neck. It automatically curls into a tight semi-noose. Then the ribs start to spin, shredding the panels. It's now a tiny helicopter. Yelling up at Catwoman, the Penguin says to her,
And the wedding's been called off.
Catwoman is yanked into the air. Penguin wistfully waves farewell, then mopes away. Catwoman saunters up to a door of a closed department store and punctures the kitten logo on the glass with her paws. Catwoman dashes down an aisle, shredding the priceless blouses of a gauntlet of pouting mannequins. She twists up the volume on a stereo, blasting cool jazz. She stamps atop a jewelry case in a girlish tantrum. Finally, on the streets of Gotham, Batman and Penguin meet.
Hey, good to meet you. We'll be working hand in glove in Gotham's glorious future.
What are you really after?
Ah, the direct approach. I admire that in a man with a mask. But you don't really think you'll ever win playing it your way.
At this point, both men suddenly turn, mesmerized to the sight of Catwoman coming towards them from out of the department store. Startling backflip by startling backflip. She does a final somersault and lands on her feet 10 yards away.
Meow.
The department store behind her goes up with a glowing roar. Batman and Penguin are knocked back. Both men regain their balance, but neither can speak right away.
I saw her first. Gotta fly.
The steel rods of Penguin's umbrella spin out of control, shredding off the black cloth and turning into a mini helicopter that lifts Penguin off the ground.